you struggle with anxiety, and I mean the kind that follows you around, sits on your chest, won't leave you alone no matter what you do, I want you to hear this. That thing you're doing to cope with your anxiety, the avoiding, the not opening, the I'll deal with it later, the pretending it's not there, it's making your anxiety worse. Not a little worse, significantly worse. And your body already knows it. Today we're talking about avoidance. Why it is the number one worst habit for anxiety, what it is actually doing to your brain and your nervous system, and I'm going to give you 5 concrete but easy shifts to start dealing with anxiety differently, efficiently, with relief immediately. Hi, I'm Donnielle Carter, nationally board certified health and wellness coach, and for nearly 20 years, I've had experience helping people figure out why they keep getting in their own way, and more importantly, how to stop. Let's get into it. Here's what nobody tells you when you're trying to manage anxiety. Avoidance does work. In the short term, it works beautifully. You don't open the email. Your nervous system exhales. You don't go to the party. The dread lifts temporarily. You don't make the call. You feel immediate relief. And your brain registers that. It logs it. You avoided the thing. You felt better. Therefore, avoiding the thing equals safety. And that is exactly the problem. Because what you just taught your brain is that that thing that you're avoiding was dangerous. That fear about it is warranted. That you couldn't handle it. And the next time that thing comes up, and it will come up, your brain is going to sound that alarm faster, louder, harder than it did before. And that is how anxiety grows. Not from the things that happen to you, from the pattern you build around the things you won't face. Here's the thing I want to expose today, the one that's actually running this whole pattern. Most people think anxiety is about the thing they're avoiding. It's not. Anxiety, the anxiety that keeps building, that gets louder, that starts to rule your life, that anxiety is about the unknown. Think about it. This type of anxiety isn't about the thing you already know. You have anxiety about what you imagine the thing might be. What it might mean, what it might cost you, what it might say about you. Your brain is not afraid of reality. It is afraid of the story it is telling about reality. And every time you avoid, you hand that story more power. The unknown stays unknown. The imagined monster stays in the closet and it grows, it gets fiercer. And here's what I know from almost 20 years of coaching. The information, even if it's bad information, is almost always less terrifying than the story your brain was telling. And I'm going to prove that to you today with 5 shifts to release anxiety, including a story I'm sure you can relate to in number 3. Shift number 5, avoidance is training. Every time you avoid something, your anxiety is appearing to diminish, but you are not getting relief. You are running a training program for your body and your nervous system. You are teaching them this thing is dangerous and I cannot handle it. So the first shift is awareness. When you feel the urge to avoid, don't judge it, just name it. Say it out loud if you want to. I want to avoid this because my brain is telling me it's dangerous. That one moment of naming it interrupts that automatic loop. You can't change what you can't see. Naming it, you can see it. Shift number 4, facts versus story. Your brain is dramatic. And I say that with love because mine is too. When you are avoiding something, Ask yourself this question. What do I know as fact versus what am I making up? You can write it down too to really see it. 2 columns, facts, stories. I think you'll be shocked at how empty the facts column is. Most of what is driving stress lives entirely in the story column, in the imagined worst case, in the what if. And you are not anxious about what is. You are anxious about what might be. And right now, you are letting might be run your life. Shift number 3, the unknown lies. I want to tell you about a client of mine. She had received a certified letter from the IRS, which is the Internal Revenue System, the tax board of America. And the fear of what it might be, an audit, a massive bill, something she couldn't handle, was so overwhelming that she put it in a drawer and left it there, didn't open it. She told herself she'd deal with it later. Well, later became weeks. And here's the thing. She wasn't really ignoring it. She couldn't. The thought of it would creep in at random moments and she'd push it down. But each time the thought came back, the dread got heavier. It was disturbing her sleep. It was affecting her work. When her friends talked about their wins, she felt like a fraud, like a failure. This one unopened letter had become a mountain in her universe, and it was running her life. She even feared jail. She had concocted it so dynamically she thought, I'm going to jail. So in one of our sessions, I sat with her while she opened it. Her fingers were trembling, she was near tears, and she opened it. She read it, and then she laughed. It was a bill for $54. A late fee from a tax payment that she had paid a little late a year earlier. $54. She had constructed an energetic prison around an unopened envelope for weeks. She had to let it erode her sleep, her confidence, her sense of self-worth. And the reality, the actual information, took 30 seconds to process and then was resolved with a check. She wasn't a bad person. She wasn't going to jail. She could handle it. She couldn't handle what she thought it would be. That was where the anxiety was coming from. But when she got the information, she's like, oh, I got that. I can handle that. And the stress went away. Yet for weeks she had been anxious, and that anxiety got worse every time she avoided it. And that's what avoidance does. It does not protect you from that thing. It builds a mountain out of it while you wait. The information, even when it's uncomfortable or sucks, sets you free from the loop. Because once you have the information, you are present. And when you are present, you can see the path forward. Shift number 2, shrink the step. I'm not just going to tell you to face your fears. That advice is useless without a how. Here's the how. Shrink the first step until it feels almost too small to matter. Make it ridiculously small. You don't have to open the email. You just have to locate the email. You don't have to make the call. Just find the phone number. And you don't have to go to the party. Just choose an outfit. Action. Any action interrupts the avoidance loop. It sends a new signal to your brain. It says, I can move forward and toward this thing. It does not own me. Start there. Embarrassingly small. And then take the next step when you're ready. Shift number 1. You fear the feeling. Let me make something clear. You're not afraid of the IRS letter. You are afraid of how it will feel to read it and the repercussions after. You are not afraid of the party. You are afraid of how it will feel if it goes badly. You're not afraid of the email. You are afraid of what you will feel when you open it. Avoidance is emotion management, and it's the least effective kind. Because here's what's true. You have felt hard things before. You have survived disappointment. You have survived embarrassment. You have survived the worst case scenarios your brain kept promising would destroy you. And you are still here. The feeling you are afraid of is survivable. You have the evidence. You just forgot to look at it. Here's what I want you to take away from today. Avoidance is not rest. It's not relief. It is not coping. It is not self-protection. It is anxiety on a payment plan, and the interest keeps compounding, gets bigger. The information, even the hard information, is almost always better than the story your brain has been building in the dark. Information is the light to beat back the darkness. So open the letter, read the email, make the call, take that small first step. Not because it won't be hard, but because you, my friend, are far more capable of handling reality than you are of surviving your imagination of it. Try one of these shifts this week, just one. And if it moves something for you, tell me about it in the comments, please. I read and reply to every single one. And if this contributed to you, please share it with somebody who needs it. Please like and subscribe also if you want more of this. We're here at least twice a week, going underneath the surface of the things that are keeping you stuck. And a simple like really helps a growing channel like mine. And until we play again, keep creating a life that inspires you every single day to live it. I'll see you soon.